Hello, and welcome to the final edition of College Basketball Talk. I'm Tyler Farrell, and I will be your host as usual. And today, I will be recapping the college basketball season. And to start things off, I will be talking about the National Player of the Year award. And this year, Doug McDermott, forward for the Creighton Blue Jays, won it. And McDermott led the nation in scoring as a senior. And most likely, McDermott will be a lottery pick in the NBA draft this year. But sadly for Creighton, they lost in the second round to the 6th-seeded Baylor Bears in the NCAA tournament this year. And next, I'll be looking back on a great NCAA tournament that we had this year. But sadly, the predictions I made in my last podcast, I only got one out of the 4 Final Four teams right. And the one team I picked that was correct in the Final Four were the Florida Gators, which was the team I had winning it all. But sadly, they lost to the eventual champions, the UConn Huskies. And the other two teams that were in the Final Four were the 2nd-seeded Wisconsin Badgers going up against the young and talented Kentucky Wildcats, which were an 8th seed. And surprisingly, the 8th seed upset the 2 seed. But many people predicted Kentucky to beat Wisconsin before the game. And that's what happened when Aaron Harrison, freshman guard for the Kentucky Wildcats, hit a 3 with about 5 seconds left to put Kentucky up 1, ending the hopes of Wisconsin winning a national title. And in the national championship game, the Kentucky Wildcats met up with the UConn Huskies. And this ended up being the highest seeded teams to ever make the NCAA championship game, with the 8th-seeded Kentucky Wildcats and the 7th-seeded UConn Huskies. And UConn became the only 7th seed ever to make the NCAA championship game. And in this game, Connecticut won 60-54 as their speed and quickness just proved to be too much for Kentucky on both the offensive and defensive ends. And Shabazz Napier was outstanding, scoring 22 points and winning the most outstanding player honors. And as we recap the NCAA tournament, I would have to say this is one of the best I've ever watched, as there were a lot of upsets, a lot of good close games, and a lot of good basketball being played. And now that wraps up the final edition of College Basketball Talk. Thanks for watching, and I hope you tune in to the next podcast I make. I'm Tyler Ferrero, and I hope to see you then.